What is up, responsible day traders? It's Tuesday, December 29th, 2020. I'm Lindsay Duff, and this is Responsible Day Trading. Hello and welcome back. It's been a while. Things have been crazy. I had COVID, then I had food poisoning, and I've nearly lost my mind a couple of times. I took some time away from trading. I have been back for the past couple of days. I have not recorded it. I've actually traded 4 sessions, if you include night and day sessions, over the last 2 days. Part of the reason that I didn't record is I really wanted to just kind of have some me time doing it. It's been a while. It is a little like riding a bike. It's more like doing a spin class. If you've never done a spin class, I recommend it. It takes a little while to get back in the swing of things sometimes. A lot of it is getting over the ego. I moved my risk twice. I hate admitting that, but I've got to be honest with myself and with y'all. That's what happened. And what I've realized is there's really only one good reason to move your risk. And that is if you are using the market order, if you're just clicking the sell market or buy market, because that can get you in a little bit different space and you need to move the risk just a little bit. But at the same time, I don't like doing it because it tells me that I have not pinpointed the area. I'm trying to just be generic with my entry, and I'm trying to tell the market what to do instead of listen to what it's telling me, because honestly those could just as easily come back and taken me before it went off. The first one didn't, the second one did. We will look at those in just a minute. I'm going to walk through all the trades, guys. Today we're going to look at 25 trades. Okay, 25 trades over the last 2 days, morning and night sessions. All of them were positive days, but man, they were work. And a lot of that work was just to be patient. Today I took 4 losing trades before I had a winning trade. After my 4th losing trade, I said, Lindsay, what are you doing? You're trying to force the market. A lot of what I want to do here is I definitely want to show you what real traders look like taking these trades. I am a normal human being, and I do need some me time sometimes when it comes to trading, which is really why I didn't want to record. Also, I made a discovery. I'm using the MES. I'm only trading 2 contracts. It was just get your feet wet, Lindsay. Get back up on that bike. Get it back out there. Start making your trades again so I can be ready to take 2021 by the cojones and get ready to roll. Using the MES, guys, this is a gift having the MES. And I had to really look at the fact that I was thinking about the money, especially yesterday, that I was thinking about the money and not the right thing to do. A lot of that just means taking a breath and being okay. As I was saying though, looking at the MES, I have realized that there has been a shift in the charts, in the tick charts. We used to use a much smaller tick chart to look at the MES versus the ES. Well, that's bumped up, and I think it has a lot to do with how much volume is probably happening on the MES now. I'll do a little bit of a video over that, especially for those of you who are trading the MES and need to have those numbers correct, because it is important. It has definitely changed. One of the things about trading the market, guys, is we have to be prepared for change. Change is going to happen. It's constantly changing. So we have to be prepared for that. We've got to be ready for change, and we have to be fluid and flexible and ready to move with it. Because if we're not open to change, we're not open to making money in the market, because it is moving all the time. This may be a little bit of a longer video. Let's go ahead and check out what I've done over the last 2 days. Like I said, it's going to be 25 trades. We may not break every single one of them down, but we'll look and see what happened. So I'm going to pull this over first so we can see it all together. I'll stay down here and hang out with you. Okay, so let's just say hello down here. Hi guys. Okay, so I'm going to stay down here and hang out with you while we go through this. All right, so we're going to start on Sunday. Let's go ahead and pull this back. Sunday night. I was a little late on the entry. Definitely saw just a very quick entry. One of the things about taking quick entries like this is you have to be prepared for a quick exit. I definitely let it pull back a little bit more than I quote unquote should have, but that is just part of the game, right? Still protecting the profit by putting in a risk, by moving up the risk. Took 2 points, 1.5 points. I really said, man, I know this is still going up, so I wanted to stay in it. Now, had I kept my risk at a break even, I would have still remained in this trade, even a +1. But I wasn't willing to do that, honestly. And because I wasn't willing to do it, somehow I was willing to get back in, though, and took another long and got stopped out for the full loss. But knowing that I still had, and the thing is, guys, is I'm seeing this. I'm watching these BBs work against me, knowing this is a weak move up and saying, why are you still in this, Lindsay? Why are you still in this, Lindsay? And got out immediately, only to get back in right here once it gives another little pullback. BBs are still outside of the Bollinger Band here, and you can see these are still smoking to the upside. So yes, it's the right thing to do to take the reversal bar, 2 points, let it pull back 3.5 points. We can see that's already getting a little late at night. So after that trade was done, I was done. So it was 5 trades, 3 wins, 1 loss, 1 break even, plus 8.75 points. So that was Sunday night. Let's look at yesterday. Starting off this day, really looking at, man, it's going to push down, but not waiting for the pullback. And yes, did it give me a little bit of a pullback here? Absolutely it did. But we want to see a dramatic pullback. And this is the dramatic pullback. And I didn't wait for it. I took the short trade, got stopped out. I took the short trade again right here, pulled back for the dramatic stop and stopped me out. And whenever we're looking for a very minor move to happen here, we're looking for a very dramatic move on our smaller tick charts. So this would be a much more dramatic move to give me space to run back to the area, right? And so then I took the trade there, got the 2 points, been having a little bit of a tendency to hold that just a little too long, and took 2 ticks off of there. So wasn't loving that I got out of there and went ahead and got back in. It had plenty reason to anticipate the move down, being very tight with my risk, moved right behind this area, and you can see it stopped me out to the tick and knew that I needed to give this at least a tick or two to be back above this EMA, be back above. What I'd want to do is be as close to this little pullback that happened right here as possible, and I just didn't allow it to happen. I didn't allow it and just got in a little bit early. But the fortunate part was it gave me another entry where it pulled down. I got 1.5 points. Once again, took 2 ticks off of it when it pulled back again, moving my risk in really, really tight. Now, one of the things about that is it's definitely a fear-based move of the risk, and it's fear-based holding on, because I could see that we were getting to an area that was going to create a bounce to the upside, but we still had not quite yet is it going to happen with this pushing down. I tried to go ahead and take the long, just saying, all right, well, I can see that it's going to go up. Let's go ahead and give it a shot. Stopped out almost immediately, right? Actually, the entry was right here. Then I turn around and say, oh my goodness, that was just a silly move. So we went ahead and waited for the more dramatic pullback, which is what we need. And here's that drama too. We got divergence between it here saying, hey, we got the opportunity for a push up, took the long, got the 2 points, waited too long for the exit and took just 1 tick off of there. So here's a point where I can really tell I'm starting to lose a bit of patience, because you can see I'm taking quite a bit of trades. So I'm losing a bit of patience, and I decide to take a short trade here saying, oh, well, this has got to push down. And really, if I want to take this kind of trade, it's fine, but it has to come from up here, and be prepared whenever we have been wishy-washy above and below, and it tells me to get out instead of holding on. Well, here's where I really lost my control and my responsible trading is I decided to go ahead and I did a buy market and just got in there really quick. And I said, Lindsay, what have you done? Because you know your risk needs to be at the very least back behind this area right here, really back behind here. So I moved my risk, y'all. I did. I moved my risk. I'm not proud of it, but it is what happened. So I'm not, it's not the end of the world, and it's just what happened, right? So I moved my risk, and the trade worked out for me. Really, what could have happened is I could have gotten in here, I could have gotten in here, I could have gotten in here, and I would have all gotten in at the same, if not a better place, or very close to where that entry was, and I wouldn't have to have stressed about the entry. I wouldn't have to have stressed about the target. I wouldn't have to have stressed about the stop. I would have been responsible with it, but I chose not to be. It did, however, work out for me in the fact that I was able to grab 2.25 points and then another 2 points when it pulled back again, much more responsible entry point. And I took another long, which I started losing a little bit of oomph in watching this happen, because by this time we're right about here. We're getting up into that next area. It's like, things were starting to die out just a little bit. It was time to get out. And you can see this was equivalent to the 10,946. We'd reached an area. BBs could not reach any higher. It was time to get out of that. So just took a point and a quarter, and got out. 10 trades, 4 losses, 6 wins, plus 4.25 points. I mean, that's not exactly glorious trading, right? A lot of my targets did not go to their full potential, and I did take a couple of full losses. I'm not upset with myself about it. I don't love it, but like I said, I'm getting them feet wet again, and I'm okay with that. So I took 2 trades when the market closed. I took 1 long. I moved my risk up a little fast. It stopped me out to the tick. So I moved it up 1 tick. It stopped me out to the tick and then started to take off. So I got back in at the exact same price, did not move my risk this time, took 2 points, and then took 4.75 points right here. Definitely said we had opportunity to go up more, and went ahead and used the white BBs dying out there as a reason to get out. Now I have been working, and you'll see it today, on letting this smaller tick chart pull back and still moving with it. So that was last night. So let's look at today. First trade I took, and guys, I did take 4 losses in a row and then took another trade. So that is definitely a little bit out of my comfort zone. For me, this is just about getting back in the groove of things. So I first attempted the long trade. I'm not sure why I did. Nothing told me to take the long except for the 144 right here, just being at the EMA. I mean, literally, that's the only thing. Maybe coming down to the bottom Bollinger Band, but with so much strength to the downside, we expect it to pull back a little bit more. So was stopped out immediately for 1.25. So here's where I start to get a little, I'm going to make this happen instead of waiting for it to happen. I do see the first opportunity right here. Now we are directly into the 0 line, at the 0 line. And I know it's like, why would you be taking that into the EMA and the 0 line? Because we did see reasons for this to continue down. And a lot of that has to do with the way that the bigger tick chart was really starting to roll off that bottom Bollinger Band. We had a strong move down here, weak move up, strong move back down. We do expect this area to create a bounce. So let me show you where the patient waiting spot is for that. Right here, took the long, stopped me out. The second one, I moved the risk in to a 3-tick stop. So I started getting a little sloppy here because I really wanted to make something happen. I could see it, but I wasn't being patient for it. So I did move my risk in here, which helped me out. So I got a minus 1.25. Try it again, little late. It needs to be, the risk needs to be back above here. Try it again, saw reasons to exit, ignored it. So minus 2.5 points. Here I'm frustrated and I'm like, I'm gonna get into this sucker. And it swung back and took me for 3 points. It popped up hard. You can see these two bars popped up so hard I didn't even see it happen. And by this point, I'm like, Lindsay, now you finally see the reason to enter right here. It's finally starting to show you the reason to enter. You've got a reversal bar happening here. You finally see the move off of the 0 line here. You're starting to see a major dip down in the BBs here on the larger tick chart. Now it's time to take the trade. Okay, so we went ahead and took the trade and took the first 2 points and then let it run for a little bit. And I moved my risk up really, really tight at this point. I started getting really uncomfortable with how far this had moved. So I took the long here and I was pulled in my first target very close because I started thinking, man, this was a huge move to the downside. I do not want to be fighting this. So I moved my target in really close and then started moving my stop up really close. Moved my second target down to 2 points and then took the 2 points and I had to leave for a while. So here is the next time that I moved my risk. Okay. I went right behind this little pivot right here, right behind these little bars. I was very, very late on the entry. Back here is where the entry was. I was looking at my 55 tick chart saying, ooh, it gave me just a little bit of a tiny pullback. I knew we had a good opportunity for this to pull back in and snuggle in. We need the dramatic look. There's the drama. Okay, the drama is what's going to create the move. I hate to say it, but that's what it is. We're looking for the drama. The drama is happening here. It pulled back dramatically, not a whole big move back here. And I said, all right, I'm not going to miss this one. And I did take it, which allowed me to have my risk right back in here. Took my first one at the 2 points. And here's where I'm really like, okay, Lindsay, this is where you're going to work on this move because it had a huge opportunity to move down. Whenever it stalls out for a long, long time, we tend to see big moves. We had a huge move down here. I could see this holding out and then pushing down, which it did. So I moved my risk initially right behind here. And I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give this some space. So I moved it back towards the break even. I actually had it at a +1. Then once we pushed down here, moved back here. Once we pushed down here, moved back here, and then just started to get a little bit out of sorts with things and was kind of ready for my day to be over. I started seeing white BBs here. I saw white BBs here. And instead of moving back behind the area like I had done here, really the best thing is to wait for the pullback and wait for the move. Instead of moving it back here, I just said, you know what, I'm done. I want to get out of here. I actually wanted to get out with 7 points, but I took 6.75. So there were 8 trades, 5 losses, 3 wins, 9 points. I took 4 trading sessions. So Sunday night, Monday night, and Tuesday, there were 25 trades. Out of those trades, you can see I don't have the most amazing win-loss ratio, right? I've got 13 wins, 11 losses, 1 break even, which is technically a loss. So it's basically a 50% winning ratio and taking 26.75 points. Now, 26.75 points doesn't feel like a lot. And if we're looking here at the MES, then let's look at currency. It's not a whole lot of money. Okay, it's $133.75. If we're looking at the ES, $1,337.50. So, and these run exactly the same, but getting my feet wet with the MES over the ES coming back into things was seeming like the much more logical thing to do at that time. I'm not super proud of all my trades. I made a couple of decisions that really could have been detrimental and were actually very, I don't want to use the word amateur, but they were very unprofessional of me because I was trying to make things happen instead of allowing things to happen. Yeah, that's that. We can look, you can see we've got a nice little reversal bar. It's trying to push down here just a little bit, but I'm going to check it out next year. I think I'm done with this year. Okay, guys, that's going to wrap that up. I have a lot of things I want to work with people on this year. This is going to be the year of learning and the year of growth. I can feel it, I know it, and I want y'all to grow with me. And I want you to learn with me as we go along, understanding why we're waiting. And some of it is just ego. And some of it is I'm just having a rough time paying attention. Some of it is I'm picking up my phone during trading instead of not looking at the charts. It really is something that I want to work on together. Also, another thing, guys, I have been doing some longer term trading with some stock. It's not like I've been completely out of trading for the last month. I just haven't been doing any day trading. You know, it is what it is. And we're back. There's $113, which a lot of that's going to be eaten up in commissions. I'm okay with that. I'm really just getting that wheel turning again, getting that oil going. I'm going to be doing some market replays over the next few days so I can just get those gears turning. You know, this goes to show you can trade whatever time of day you want. You just need to pay attention. You can move those charts down to the smaller charts so we can really take advantage of the smaller moves. And really, guys, just be patient. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. Let the ego go. Be patient. Listen to what the market is telling you. Know what you're looking for. Know why you're looking for it. And you have the potential to walk away with profits, even if you lose 50% of the time. So we're going to work on that win-loss ratio just a little bit. I don't really love a 50% win-loss ratio. It gives me a place to put in that notch and say, this is something I have to work on. So this video turned out much longer than I planned. Guys, I hope everybody has a wonderful New Year's. Remember, even though some really tough things have happened, some things that we could never have anticipated or expected, we still are allowed to be happy and kind. So please remember that. And if you don't, just come to me. I'll help you out. You know, I'll do what I can. Maybe some of y'all can help me out to remember it too at times. But all right, guys, I love y'all. I hope everybody has a wonderful New Year's. I hope you had a wonderful holiday. And as always, you know I look forward to catching you, especially in 2021, on the profitable side. I love spending time with you, so please like and subscribe. Also, if you want to spend a little more time with me, head on over to www.responsibledaytrading.com. Click on the Start Your Free Course and Learn How to Get Funded button and set up a time to talk with one of our traders. And before you know it, we'll be spending a lot of time together.